What are two words that when put together make you cringe? Featuring Pitbull. Testicular torsion. 9-gag army. Legitimate rape. Cut urethra. Mayo. Edit. Where's the gold at? Comma http. Imgur. Comp6 coach. GIF. Can't even. Professional redditor. Snapped boner. Reverse racism. If someone, of whatever race, treats someone of a different race to them badly, solely because they are of a different race, it is just straightforward racism. Think of the arrogant subtext implied by using the term reverse racism and I'm sure you'll see my point. Should've. Layered it. Dad stop. Wet socks. Racist. But. More better, I will whisper to them and say it's just better. I get all kinds of crazy looks. I'm only trying to help. Pop testicle. Nickelback live. Scabby-ling. Makes me want to chew my own face off. Zippo plus scrotum. Moist underpants. I'm pregnant. Real men. Stranger's snot. I appreciate this isn't exactly the most cringy word combination. But a customer just wiped their nose then put their hands on my counter and left. I have some games DVDs on my desk that are ready to be put out on display. And there is just this huge green blob or crusty bogies and wet sticky snot. I don't even know how I'll clean this up at all. Think I'm going to hell. Flaccid ladder boy. Kim Kardashian. Grandmother Kellitus. Jury duty. Break internet. President Palin. Graphene breakthrough. Fox News. Moist schmegma. Moist bread. MR. Worldwide. It's nice that he announces his name at the beginning of every song so I know when to turn the radio to a different station. Justin Bieber. Fox News. Urethra Perpercut. Toothpaste and OJ. Tuna melt. Lukewarm pickle. Wet bread. Moist crackers. Triggered me. Jolly Rancher. Birmingham City. Eyeball Perpercut. Penile. Fracture. Penis needle. What song lyrics makes you cringe so hard your bones hurt? I know I could treat you better. That he can cos any girl like you deserves a gentleman. Tips Fedora. Shawn Mendes. Treat you better. Let's Marvin Gaye and Get It On by Charlie Puth and Meghan Trainor. The whole song makes me cringe. Edit. This blew up. Thanks everyone is. Taylor Swift. Darling, I'm a nightmare dressed like a daydream. Sounds like something a 10-year-old would put on Facebook. Look at this graph. Double quote. Every time Fleuriste asks can you play that sax? And a trumpet begins to play. Pitbull. Picture that like a Kodak. Or better yet, go to Times Square and take a picture of me with a Kodak. Double quote. If I was invisible, then I would just watch you in your room. Clay Aiken. Your breasties is my breakfast, JZ in Drunken Love. Tell JK I'm still rowling. Tell Russell I'm a brand. Fuck off Tinny Temper. These are basically dad jokes as rap. I'm serious as cancer when I say rhythm is a dancer. Double quote. Now if I FCK this model, and she just bleached her asshole, and I get bleach on my t-shirt, I'ma feel like an asshole. Kanye West. Father stretch my hands PT. 1. The line just sticks out so bad in comparison to the opening track. Ultralight beam. Kanye took us on a religious experience and then decided to take a sh*t on it. Kid Rock, all summer long, and we were trying different things. We were smoking funny things. He rhymes things with things, and that's bad enough. But even the word things is so freaking lazy. And to use it twice? Come on, man. Is it weird that your bra remind me of a Katy Perry song? Sick. I actually remember sitting on the sofa watching the music video alone and going, what if? Aloud. Jason Derulo. You my friend are no Khalil Gibran. There is a country song called International Harvester by Craig Morgan. There is a section of the song that goes like this. I'm the son of a third generation farmer. I've been married 10 years to the farmer's daughter. Double quote. Now, I don't know about the rest of you, but to me it sounds like he married his sister. Nicki Minaj's stupid hoe. I'm just a shy guy looking for a 2-ply hefty bag to hold my love. Literally all of Drive by Train is horrid. But this takes the cake. Who tries to romance a girl by comparing her to a garbage bag? Only time will tell. If we stand the test of time. Double quote. Van Halen. Thanks Sammy. That's some deep sh*t right there. Taylor Swift, Shake It Off. You could have been getting down to this sick beat. Holy f***ing Christ, that line makes me gag every time. I'm not even sure which line is the Cringies from. Hello Kitty. I whip my hair back and forth, I whip my hair back and forth, I whip my hair back and forth, I whip my hair back and forth. Who's that tween bob YouTube kid who's like 12 who thinks he is the next Bieber? That sh*t was f***ing painful. I don't think I lasted 15 seconds. He's like the musical version of r/4 panel cringe. Spez. Jesus FCK, there's more than one. I'm done. FCK, you guys, Matic just gave me cancer. I have kids. Who's gonna provide for them now? Since Taylor Swift has been mentioned a few times, it seems appropriate to include Cause You Were Romeo. I Was a Scarlet Letter. Which basically feels like an effort to stick in as many high school reading references as possible without any real meaning. Does real life. I don't want to see a ghost. It's the sight I fear most. Rather have a piece of toast. Watch the evening news. What the hell is that about? I exchange V cards with the retards every girl. Lil Wayne. As sure as Kilimanjaro rises like Olympus above the Serengeti. Come my lady, come my lady, you're my butterfly sugar baby. I like the instrumentals of the song, but the lyrics literally say "em lady" twice like every 30 seconds. She was never this good in bed even when she was sleeping. Now she's just so perfect. I've never been quite so f***ing deep in. Even though I actually love the song, this part still makes me just It's Friday. Do I even need to continue? Put Molly oil in her champagne. She don't even know it. Rick Ross. Should have known you was trouble from the first kiss. Had your eyes wide open. Why were they open? Bruno Mars. Grenade. There are a bunch of dumb lyrics in that song, but that one stands out to me as how would he have known her eyes were open unless his were open too? Clear's Throat. My Lovely Lady Lumps. Don't even know the title, but it's a song by Ed Sheeran. Will your mouth still remember the taste of my love? Addicted by Simple Plan. I'm addicted to you. Double quote. He says I'm a dick at least 30 times in that song. Can I borrow a feeling? Could you lend me a jar of love? Hurting hearts need some healing. Take my hand with your glove of love. What rhymes with hug me? I don't know. Robin. What does rhyme with hug me? Let me put my mouth where you potty. Ooh. Absol on chance the rappers smoke again. The cringiest proposition for oral sex I've ever heard. She's indecisive. She can't decide. Eeny Meeny by Sean Kingston and Justin Bieber. I feel it deep within. It's just beneath the skin. Nice contradiction. Skillet. Monster. He was a boy. She was a girl. Can I make it any more obvious? Double quote. You've got some really good songs, Avril. With some wonderful lines. This is absolutely not one of them. New Kids on the Block had a bunch of hits. Chinese food makes me sick. And I think it's fly when girls stop by for the summer. For the summer. I like girls that wear Abercrombie and Fitch. I'd take her if I had one wish. But she's been gone since that summer. That summer. Double quote. Hutch. Why you coming home 5 in the morning? Something's going on. Lem smell your dick. Every time I hear Andy Grammer's Honey, I'm good I cringe. Why is the singer placing himself in situations where he is away from his wife? Shouldn't he be spending time with her instead of being in places where it is a singles atmosphere? And the chorus. My god, we get it. The woman who spent time trying to court you gets it. You're a married man spending time in a place you really shouldn't be in. At least without your wife. It's like he is trying to get people to ask him out. Just so that he could reject them and then tell them that he's actually married just so that they can feel more shitty. My heart is bound to beat right out my untrimmed chest train, hey. Soul sister. It apologize. When it goes I loved you with a fire red, now it's turning blue. Implying it's not hot anymore. BTCH, blue flames are hotter than red flames, based on temperature alone. Assuming you're no burning any fun metals or anything like that. Owl City Fireflies. Cause I'd get 1,000 hugs from 10,000 lightning bugs. Anything by Owl City. It's literally like that dude wrote those songs using an automatic rhyming program, that's how little sense they make. And for my rent all I pay is my drive. I got that, so if you need me you can find me in the alligator sky. Double quote. Like what? Bad Things, Camila Cabello. The chorus will always make me cringe. I automatically changed it if it is being played on the radio. I swear it's like someone is scratching the inside of my ears. Something about the way she sings it makes me want to vomit. Open bracket. And if you're not a metalhead you might as well be dead. We're the Metal Inquisition. We sentence you to death. By guillotine. What is your guess? I can't go into that store ever again story. I'm at a coffee shop. Have a glass of coffee in front of me. Filled to the top. That tea is almost overflowing. I raise my hand to get the waitress attention because I want to order something else. I accidentally whack the tea out of the glass. This sends it flying across the room where it hits the waitress on the thigh and gets coffee f-king everywhere. Felt bad. So I left and never went back. Went on a first date with this girl to a new restaurant in town. She proceeded to get sloppy drunk and made a huge scene. From the classic could not control the volume of her voice to insisting on trying to show me and some other gentleman nearby what kind of underwear she had on, while loudly insisting that she's a good girl though. The server we had seemed to get that I was not a willing part of this, but I was so mortified there's no way I'd ever go back. My girlfriend fist bumped the clerk when he was actually reaching to grab a paper we had just signed. Anyway, we don't go to that tar kingdom anymore. I sat on a Target shelf and the entire row of shelves crashed down onto the ground. I tripped up over my shoelace and crashed into a shelf and broke it. The manager chased me out of the store. Edit. Cheers for silver, my dears. While at the till at the convenience store paying for my lunch, the girl behind the counter asked if I wanted to go for a drink. Being married, I made my apologies hastily, pointing to the ring on my fingers. To which she replied that my lunch was a meal deal and would be cheaper with the drink. I went to buy groceries almost daily. Always in the same store. Most of the time only one checkout lane was open and there was always this really friendly older lady there. She would always make small talk with me and compare me to her son. After a few years of this I moved a bit farther away. But never told her. So I just didn't show up anymore. Now I won't ever go back there because I feel ashamed I didn't tell her and just abandoned her. In 1983 at age 17 I went into a pharmacy. I bought something and somehow I was given 50p too much change. I didn't say anything and left. To this day I've still not gone back. I have felt guilty ever since. Back when I was getting married I was sick as a dog and my soon-to-be bride insisted we go shopping for the wedding invites. Went into this pretty higher-end shop and really felt ill, and not just at the prices. Asked one of the workers if they had a restroom I could use. Long story short. Took a massive smelly diarrhea dump. Clogged the toilet and they had no plunger to fix it with. Even though I only flushed once the toilet kept running and it started to overflow. Rushed out. Closed the door. Grabbed my bride by the arm and just said, "We gotta go." I got a gym membership for the first time recently. A lot of the machines are pretty self-explanatory. But I've never used a lot of them so I have no idea what I'm doing. So a few weeks ago I'm trying out the endless stare machine and in front of me is a guy on a machine working his arms. Like making circular pedaling motions. I thought, huh, I could do my arms too. So I take the machine next to his. Set the timer for 10 minutes. Just circling away. I finish my 10 minutes and look down by the seat to see handles. It was a leg machine. I sat there for 10 minutes in front of the entire gym. God and everybody circling my arms like a lunatic. I mean, I'm still going back because I paid for it. But I'm not going to look anyone in the eye there ever again. A friend was getting married and asked me to make her wedding dress. We went to a fabric store to check out our options and get swatches. She asked to use the shop's bathroom. A few minutes later, she walked out quickly and whispered to me, "We need to get the FCK out here now." Turns out she had explosive diarrhea and absolutely destroyed the bathroom. Neither of us have been back. You know how in department stores when they have one of those display bathrooms they have that piece of plexiglass that goes across the toilet that says something along the lines of "not a real toilet. Don't be an idiot and pee in this"? Those barriers didn't exist in the 80s when I was a young kid. Mum looked up and saw me with my panties off, holding my dress above my waist and sprinting for the toilet. She did not catch me in time. Edit. Thanks so much for my first silver. I'll tell my mom and maybe it will help to ease a bit of the embarrassment and shame this event caused her. I was in Walmart and had to readjust so I kindly just shoved my hands down the front of my pants. While the vet tech from the vet's office I took my dogs to walked by, making eye contact with me. Never saw him again after that. Not a store but a Mexican restaurant. I went to use the bathroom. It was one of those single occupancy rooms with a locking door. Well, the door wasn't locked and due to what I can only describe as the worst timing ever I saw none other than my waiter's dick. I was kinda shocked so I looked up and we made eye contact for a second. I just went back to my table and didn't say anything for the rest of the meal. Even as my friends were asking what happened. I eventually told them and it's now one of my classic stories. But yeah. I can't ever go back. Edit. Wow, this is like my third comment ever and I got my first silver. Thank you so much, anonymous Reddit dude. When I was 10 me and my mother were at Kmart school shopping. I was trying on clothes in the changing room when all of a sudden I really had to fart. So I left the room and while walking I let it rip. What I didn't see there was employee bent down doing something and that fart hit her right in the face. When I realized I ran out of the store scared to go back for years. I was in a souvenir shop in London, England. With all these knickknacks and whatnot. I bumped a shelf that had a bunch of models of Big Ben. And like 6 or 7 of them fell off the shelf and broke. I offered to pay for them. But the employees blew it off. I guess minimum wage workers don't care enough about their actual company policy. Thankfully. I was grateful. And now I will never return to that particular store. I was with a group of friends in a very quiet store. We were slowly leaving one by one through the double glass doors. One of it was closed and the other stayed opened. I somehow thought the closed door was opened and vice versa. So I walked smack into the middle of the closed glass door. My face was imprinted on it. I guess my face was very oily. My friends and the shopkeeper came rushing to see if I was okay. Then all marveled at my squashed face imprint. I left quickly. Every time I walk past that shop I make sure I am looking down or at the other side in case the staff recognize my face. Growing up, I had horrible separation anxiety. One time, in a neighboring city, me and my parents stopped at a restaurant to get something to eat. After eating, I got up to go to the bathroom assuming at least one of my parents would wait at the table for me. Unknown to me, my mom went to the bathroom after me and my dad had walked out to pull up the car to pick us up at the door. I came out before my mom did and didn't see them at the table. This led to a massive meltdown. Went to a pizza place to pick up an order. Was handed the food and said, "Thank you, sir." The response was, "My name's Tiffany." Had to send my wife in to get the food until Tiffany didn't work there anymore. 7-11 down the street from me. Sold me spoiled milk multiple times so I complained. She said it spoiled in the car ride home. 5 minutes way. In the dead of winter. Fuck her. A guy walked into Kroger, grabbed a roll of toilet paper and wiped his ass in the middle of an aisle. Then he went into the store next door and called the pasty white manager a dirty Mexican. Now he can't go in 2 stores. I went into a local beauty products store. Everything is made locally by artisans. It's all very eco-conscious blah blah. I had never been in before. And I was looking for a serum or cream to help minimize eye wrinkles. I found a product one of the salespeople talked up, small 0.75 ounces bottle. Then went to the counter to pay. "That'll be $135.50. Said the salesperson. "Oh hell no. Haha. No. No. No thank you. I don't care about my eyes that much." I blurted out before I even knew what I was saying. I turned on a heel and left the shop and never went back. It's been 6 months. Out at a buddy's property in Indiana when I got a shit. No toilet anywhere on his land so I head to the little area down the road. There is a disgusting gas station and a diner there. I go into the diner and the hostess tries to seat me at a table. I explain I just need to use the bathroom but she tells me that's only for paying customers. I look at her on desperation and say stack of pancakes and so I don't sh*t my pants. Double quote. Took a dump and left out the back door. Guess I can't go back there as I'm probably known as the pancake pooper. The flayojack farter. I was in a clothing store and on the phone just browsing through clothing without really paying attention. Sometime into my conversation I realized I was in the ladies underwear section flipping through yoga pants or something. Speed walked straight out of there. Jessop's in the UK had staff who only talked to my male partner although he had no interest or knowledge in photography and I was the one asking questions about the camera lenses on sale. They are no longer in business. My partner and I were out for dinner. Suddenly she looked at me and said she had to go to the bathroom. She jumped up and at that moment projectile vomited all over the table. Running to the bathroom she carried on vomiting all over the floor. After about 10 minutes I get a text from my partner to come to the bathroom. I knocked on the door, was a single bathroom, and she opened it and politely informed me she had defecated herself from the force of throwing up. Oh my. After she'd done what she could to clean up the bathroom. We had to walk through a party of employees mopping her vomit up whilst my jacket around her waist. I paid the bill and swiftly left. We got in the car and never looked back. I quite liked that restaurant. And now we can never step foot in it again. Store clerk very nicely asked me if she could help me find something. My awkward self just went nope, turned 180 and left. Haven't been back since. 4 or so friends and I went into Dick's Sporting Goods right after we got our licenses. We were browsing around when we got to the gun safes. And my friend got inside of one to see if he could fit. My other friend then shut the safe. And another walked over. Not knowing our buddy was in there. And spun the dial. We stood in shock for about 10 seconds. And then realized we had to get staff to help. At this point, 2 of the 5 friends left to avoid getting in trouble. We haven't let them forget that 15 years later. We were 16 and terrified. We got a young kid. Who said, "I don't know the F-King combination." and started to panic. 2. Meanwhile, our friend is pounding on the safe telling us to get him out. Another friend had went to find staff and got an older gentleman from another department, who calmly looked at the top of the safe and the sticker on top with the combination. The older guy stood relieved he was able to get him out, and the younger kid shouted for us to never come back to the store as we left. I walked into a shop near my house, picked up a 6-pack, and walked straight out the door again, well, until I was stopped by security. I was so sure that I had paid for that beer, but my friends confirmed that I had not. My fiance and I stopped at a local restaurant 2 days ago that were offering a great deal for a pitcher of beer. I wasn't even planning drinking but couldn't say no to such a great price. It took me a very long time to finish by myself and I got pretty drunk and slowly turned into a very chatty catty. Halfway though a very long story I was telling, my partner whispered, "I think they are waiting for us," and motioned behind me. It turned out the restaurant closed an hour ago and every staff member was sitting quietly at the bar patiently listening to me going on about nothing. I lost sleep that night from embarrassment.